Everyone is talking about Russia today, but almost no one was there. This video will show you how Russia looks like, and not only Moscow, but also Siberia and nature, where my brother and I went on adventures. Even though direct flights from EU have been suspended, you can still get to Russia through third countries like Turkey or Serbia. We choose flight via Istanbul because of cost. The road is funny because when you take connecting flight in Istanbul you are going almost whole way back and then to Russia. It's probably new way to reduce carbon emissions. Today's cost is around 1000 euros per person. It is very expensive. Life in Russia goes on normally, despite it is most sanctioned country on the world, but you as a tourist will have complicated life there due to these sanctions, because you can't pay anything with credit cards, or even pay anything online in advance. The whole country was disconnected from the Western payment system, so you have to bring foreign currency along and go to an exchange office. And if you want to buy flight or railway tickets, you have to do it after arrival. We had to explain that to the lady at the Aeroflot ticket office because she didn't understand why haven't we paid tickets online. Credit cards in Russia work seamlessly. Moscow is the largest city of Europe and from my point of view, most beautiful megacity at all. Everything here is clean and spacious. The transport infrastructure is excellent. It won't be easy to even find a pothole on the roads. But best choice for traveling in city is Moscow subway. Every station in city center and even some others outside are a work of art. I can recommend you to spend a few hours by riding the subway and see them. But one more suggestion, do it off-peak. This is statue of Marshal Zhukov, the most important general of World War II. We tried how taste Vkusneye.Tochka restaurant, which replaced McDonald's, but it's the same. Stars Coffee duplicated the coffee from Starbucks, unfortunately price tags as well. Regarding freedom in Russia, it is definitely a different system than EU countries, but it is not North Korea. People are free to choose their jobs or travel abroad. Tourists can travel throughout the country without restrictions. One thing I can advise you to do is organize an event against the government, especially during the war, because then you can fall into the hands of gentlemen from this building, FSB headquarters in Lubyanka, and you don't want that. So, we bought flight tickets and journey to Siberia can begin. First, we flew to Chita, its administrative and largest city of Zabaykalsky region, with population over 300,000 inhabitants. We are looking right at the main trade station. Every large city of Siberia is built along Trans-Siberian or Baikal-Amur mainline, which we will ride later. This was first military Z-letter we saw in Russia. Since the main goal of our trip was riding down the river Vitim, we had to buy an inflatable boat. After we bought supplies for the trip, we were able to have our last beer in the city park. The following day, we took a bus from Chita to village Romanovka. The people in bus were very pleasant. When we said to them that we are going on Vitim river, they were worried about us, saying it is dangerous. But I thought to myself, most dangerous is this bus ride. The driver was driving around 70 miles per hour on gravel road. This is what a typical village in Siberia looks like. Russia is a country of contrasts, as great as its size. Finally, we arrived in Romanovka, alive. We said goodbye to one of the locals and the adventure began. Our goal was to ride down a Vitim river from Romanovka to rail bridge of Baikal-Amur main line and then take a local train to city Taksimo. The length of the road is roughly 470 miles. You need at least 14 days to ride it down without engine, if you are in good physical condition and you won't stop any day. We gave ourselves a small margin and counted 16 days. On the entire road there is only one permanently inhabited village with a population of around 20 or 30. And one village which is located not far from the river on its tributary. So you have to rely on yourself. The nearest person may be 100 miles away. This dried fish gave us one old man after he found out where we are going. In general, I can say that people in Siberia are the kindest I have ever met. Even if they don't have much, they always share food or help, like these retired former soldiers. They prepared lunch for us, got us drunk with excellent homemade schnapps, and even gave us beer on the way. Three days of rain were really tough, but even though we were soaked to the bone, we always managed to say something funny and lighten up the mood. This is what an outdoor dryer looks like. Sometimes you realize why these beautiful uninhabited places are uninhabited. We deliberately went in September because that is outside the mosquito season, but unfortunately we didn't know about the biting flies that are active till winter. So never forget a mosquito net in Siberia. We are approaching our destination, the railway bridge. While it is an interesting bridge, it is not nearly as interesting as the temporary road bridge behind it. It was built during the construction of the railway line 40 years ago, and since a new one has not yet been built, people use it despite considerable danger. Frankly, I wouldn't bet much on the car reach it to the end. This bridge is probably rightly called the most dangerous in Russia. Finally, food and beer. I thought about it for the last 2 weeks before I fell asleep. In Sberbank, we exchanged our dollars for rubles, then sold the boat to one of the locals, and set off on a long journey by train along the Baikal-Amur railway to the city of Krasnoyarsk. Trains in Russia are well equipped for such a long rides, because you will be always in sleeping car, you will receive clean sheets and you can enjoy the landscape. Lake Baikal was one of the places I always wanted to see. It is a unique ecosystem, the deepest lake on Earth, and contain almost 1/4 of all fresh water worldwide. But the water temperature is much lower than one would like to have for comfortable swimming. We are approaching Krasnoyarsk, the second largest city in Siberia, with population 1.2 million people. We finally found Blue Cola Original 2022. Tastes similar to Coca-Cola, but it is a little bit worse. Unless you mix it with vodka like we did. It was fine to be back in civilization. This is main train station, where we've been accommodated in station hotel. If I have to summarize Krasnoyarsk, I was pleasantly surprised by this city. It is very nice. What I liked most of all was the long network of cycle paths along the river and on the islands. They were very wide and the surface was smooth, so they are also suitable for roller skates. Around the river they are illuminated, so people use them for skating even during evening. So that's all, we flew back to Moscow, what I showed you at the beginning, and then back to Wien. Thank you for watching or subscription, and I'll be happy to answer your questions in comments.